Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to OTL Racing here on Twitch for the final round of the Touring Car League season number 6 here on Project Cars 2 on Xbox One. Evening Sage, yes, we've got Captain Crampy, long time OTL driver, and yeah, he's been on Xbox for many a year now, pretty much the entire time we've been here. His final Xbox race. Just coming to PC after this. Be a busy fella, so yes, he is. Yes, that's damn right, he should be as well. No, it's a tough old league. This, it's got harder and harder to compete, but he still does his best, still does what he can. But yeah, final round for him tonight. Final Xbox race for him. Cheers, AJ, for the host, much appreciated. Evening, Tam, AJ. Language, Tam, language. Oh, that's a good start. Sodding thing. I wouldn't mind, but it's charged. I think it's knackered, I think is the word. I know how it feels. Right, let's start again, shall we? So, yes, 10 I think here tonight. No Wizard U. I think also Worth is missing. I believe he is, so let's get on board then. Trackside camera. Evening, Winnes, evening. How you doing? Hope all is well. Evening, Chaos. So yes, what they're back for in numbers, size of the grid. Obviously, that's pretty much what it can handle on Xbox. They do not let it stop them from having some amazing racing. These championships are always utterly superb to watch, thoroughly enjoyable to stream, and yeah, hopefully more of the same tonight. As I said though, final round. And so next season will be after the new year, obviously a bit too close to Christmas now, but sign-ups are going to be open for that pretty shortly. In Aberdeenshire, lovely. Got family up in Aberdeenshire. It's a very long way from where I live, Hertfordshire. Very long way. Sure, if it's cold down here, it must be cold up there. That's my guess. We usually get reports of snow back from from family quite early on. So, it's snow. It's August. No, it's not quite that bad. I may be exaggerating slightly, but yes, yeah, I'm glad to hear you're all right. Good. So yeah, yeah, it's quite a stretch. Yes, we haven't been up. Well, I've never been up there. It's a very long way. But fair enough. My auntie married a Scottish fellow who lived down here, and they moved up there. So yeah, always cold. It's just different degrees of cold. In June and July, it's not warm. It's just not quite as cold as it is the rest of the year. Does snow a lot, that part of Aberdeenshire. Ban Mr. I've tried. I like the way you... like you put those inverted commas, I'm worried this might actually do something. I'll put this just in case. I've got a good big woolly coat. Does a job. It's more once it starts raining, I'm not so much a fan. So let's look at the standings then, coming into tonight's final 3 races. So as you can see, it is a close one. Chaos Theory, 362 points, leads by only 6. 7 degrees is short and t-shirt weather. Oh, lovely. Yeah, no it's not, trust me, 7 degrees down here. I disagree with you on that one, but fair play. Yes, Yoda, anyway, 6 points behind. Only 6 points behind. Mr. Fish as well, sort of BMW first and third. It's a bit further back, 21 points from the lead, but we do have 3 races as always this evening. 35 points for a win, and yeah, it's fairly close grid at the best of times. And you will see some mistakes around here, I'm sure of it. So you would say those top 3, Tam maybe 33 points back, AJ as well 36 points back, even Willie 48 points back. I've seen gaps close down pretty quickly in these championships. If a couple have a really bad race, maybe get together early on, have a collision. I've seen it, so it could be interesting. But Chaos Theory, very much the front runner at the moment. But yeah, that lead only 6 points. That is, he's got to have a stellar evening. See what Yoda can do in the McGann around Brands Hatch GP. Slightly longer circuit, but yeah, there are plenty of places you can still make a hefty mistake, especially in that GP section. But AJ currently at the top of the tree then, 128.977. Just under 6 minutes to go now. Yeah, I was going to say the BMW. I don't think it's going to suit the Beamer much. I mean, you guys can, Carlos, you can drive that BMW quickly, pretty much anywhere, I think. But there's so many corners here to make mistakes at. One of which AJ was just going around there. Good ball with Tam then. As he comes up towards Hawthorns. Way too many curbs, yes. Quite a lot of curbs. That GP section is where... It's why I'm dreadful at this. I'm awful at this circuit. I'm good at Indy. I'm great up until I think it's 30s. And then from that point onwards, I'm utterly trash until you get down to about, I think it's Sterling's. So basically, all of that bit where you just turn right there, but I'm rubbish at that. And I'm good from here again. It's not really useful. But yeah, I'm good at Indy. Let's hurt the rest. Yeah, we'll have new sign-ups for the next league coming up pretty shortly in the next few days. We'll turn into a league done, not done for a little while, but I know they're enjoyed. Not easy to drive, not easy to drive at all. And it's not the Clios. So Tam then popping it into the pits. Got with Captain Crampy, like I said, his final evening on Xbox then tonight. Been here since pretty much the beginning. I think he's either letting someone go or no. I mean, creating room for himself with a driver in front. If there is a driver in front, I don't know. Always fiddling with his chair or something. I know, Lozzie. It's amazing. We've been what August 2017. I mean, seeing as I've known him in real life for like 13 years ish. I'm old enough now that I'm not sure. It's that. I've known him kinda that long. Evening Hawaiian, evening. Teasers and round to yeah. Too much info, Hawaiian. Too much. Yes, evening. I think was what you meant, but I'm glad you're excited. Not so sure of how you're showing it, but glad you're excited nonetheless. No, they are good fun. I can have a good race around here, it's just they're rare as hen's teeth. Right, looking good though. So obviously you have Yoda, Chaos Theory, and Mr. Fish, top 3 in the standings. Sitting at the back, so they will have to make their way through from as far back as you can get. Obviously not that far back when there's only 10 of you, but it feels like a long way when pretty much everyone in this championship is of a very similar ability. It's a 10th here or there. Just means as soon as you get into the race proper, actually if you're starting at the back and everyone else in front of you drives okay, not easy to get through. Not easy to get through at all. So do stack in 5th, 8 tenths back, 12 thousandths ahead of Willie Blackhammer. I am clearly not great at counting this evening. Some basic arithmetic. So Jay Higg then, getting that fully sideways. Coming through Graham Hill. Coming down towards the start of the GP section. Evening man. Evening Nath as well. Evening John. Hope you're both doing well. So one we know couldn't show up tonight, unfortunately. Mr. was it you? God, my sound had gone again. I was like, oh, I'm not 2 weeks on the trot. I basically commentated in complete silence for me last week. No game audio, which was fun. Will do, jump. Will do, ma'am. So only 1.5 minutes dead to go. AJ still holding on beautifully to that top time. Stop people struggling to fight with him. Not close that gap though. Is Tan? Oh, no, he's come back down to the line himself. 6 tenths off. Still not improving. Captain Crampy. Still in the GP section. It's couple really actually haven't seen much of Willie Blackhammer this evening. Oh, evening Louis. Ah, that's a bummer. That's all right. Don't worry. One of the perks of 3 races a night is there's 2 more. Plenty of racing, so we can get you in for the second and third races. Don't worry, man. Chronic in the pits, he's done. Again, only just a second off the time, and these guys are pretty rapid, so that's not bad at all. 1:30.038. I'd be pretty happy with that. And I think he's shown himself to be pretty good this first season in Tier 1. I think Chronic's been a little bit further back, maybe lacking the consistency that the others have. So stays down in 6th. One more chance to improve. So AJ's time looking really difficult to beat that 28.9. And so here, if I don't know that, so he's into the pits. Yeah, he is done. So what can AJ do? We'll try and pull that gap a little bit further. I think he's going to be pushing pretty hard, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a mistake here or there. So it's a track easy to do, make those mistakes anyways. So then no real change of position on AJ. Right at the final corner, pins it into the gravel. So there's a no from him then. Captain Crampy, still a half a second back, sitting in 4th. Matrix channel points. Yes, I made them cost more as well. So you've wasted. Yeah, I think you wasted points. You didn't waste them because there's nothing else useful to use them on. When you've got like personal streamers doing like certain bits and bobs like that, like coding streamers, developers and stuff, they're kind of useful. You can do interesting stuff with that, but for us, not so much. Crampy not going any quicker then. Tam is done. D-stack. Sounds like he's done. And everyone is finished then. Yes, no highlight mess. Neither could we. Stupid. Yeah, AJ hacking clearly. Look, 1:28.977. Deary, deary me. That is a superb time. And I'm going to get Gaius. He's got all his time. Actually, no, just a good first sector, good final sector. Nice, solid. Actually, look at that now. 27.5 in middle sector is quite clearly a good couple of tenths better than everybody else. And that's where he's gaining a lot of his time. I think he's just nailed all 3 of his best sectors on the same lap there, which is not the easiest thing to do. Not the easiest thing to do at all. But yeah, don't know why it's showing them all as U licenses there, because they definitely are not U licenses. Very weird. MSR top 3. What's that mean? What's MSR mean? Sorry if I'm being thick. I mean, it's not much change from the norm if I am. So then, let's get down to it then. 3 races. As you saw, 6-point gap at the top of the standings. Very few points between them. Only with 48 points between the top 6. I'm considering there's 3 races and 105 points. Quick bit of math. 105 points available each night just for the winning. Yeah, a lot could still change. So 3 red lights are up. And it doesn't look like we're getting any jump starts. So interesting to see how the Boomers get off the line. Look at that Chaos Theory from the back and the orange BMW. Trying to go through the pack like a hot knife through butter. Mr. Fish will try and follow him in the white BMW, of course. So AJ gets a great start. Captain Crampy down in 5th if the cameraman can find him. Nope, there we are. That was a screen. That was a TV, and Captain Crampy is definitely not a TV. So let's start from everyone here, it seems. Everyone got off to a clean getaway. Comes with Graham Hill then for the first time. So Chronic, Mr. Fish off towards the back. So he hasn't really made many strides as of yet, but still plenty of time to go. That's why it's going to be a fascinating one to see how the points fare this evening, considering, you know, got just McGran and the BMW. So normally 3 being missing, just the 2 this evening. Just Mr. Fish and Chaos Theory, 2 of the top 3. So it's been a very, very orderly first half a lap or so. Captain Crampy making a move though, up inside of Willie Blackhammer. It's a lovely move. And gets through up into 4th. That might compromise him a little bit in the next couple of turns though. Willie's going to maybe look up the inside. Captain Crampy will go slightly wide, give him a little bit of space. Nicely done there though by both drivers. Chaos Theory right in behind them. Willie Blackhammer has does have a time penalty though. So maybe just use a little bit more track than he wanted to at one of those corners. Very easily done round here. So easy to get a corner cut around that GP section. The amount of right turns there where you're having to hop so gently over the curb, and if you just push it a little bit too hard, you are screwed pretty quickly. Yoda with a time penalty as well. Again, one of the few drivers with a chance of winning the title. Carl steering in now. Looking to get past Willie Blackhammer. Will go slightly long, just about avoids Crampy. Willie looks back up the inside. Little nudge there. Taunton car nudge door to door. Carl steering will maybe go down the inside into Graham Hill. Does not do so though. Just slots in behind. And we'll wait for another turn. So, top three all still within a second. Tam in third, Jay Higg in the bright green McGann with AJ still leading the way. He's been doing pretty well this season, pretty competitive. Has won a race. Has had he's won a couple. He's had 2 or 3 second positions as well. Another driver that we know has the pace. It's just the consistency. Still very young though, and still a lot of pace to come from him. Another driver. We've got quite a few drivers actually heading over to PC in the next couple of months. I think maybe a few are getting their PC soon. I know a couple are getting theirs imminently. Obviously, Captain Crampy himself is been able to just stay with the PC races. Just got to be smart with his time. Captain Crampy, as you can see, there does have a time penalty. So, a few of them, and a few indiscretions with the track limits. Let's have a quick look. So it's 3 seconds for Crampy, 2 for Willie, and 2 for Yoda at the moment. Obviously, that always really hurts when the race is so close. You see Crampy, Willie and Carl Sterry still very close to each other, come down into Paddock Hill. And lap number 3. Scramble with D-Stat lane, saw going a little bit sideways down the hill, but got it round nicely. So got it round there quick and exciting. Yoda right in behind him with the time penalties we saw a minute ago. And Mr. Fish towards the back, struggling here, has not really made any headway at all. Neither has Yoda, those two. Second and third in the standings at the start of the evening. This is going to hurt like hell, this is. Carl Sterry not that far up either in 6th, so anyone behind them trying to push up. So someone like Tam, currently 4th in the standings, only 33 points back. If he could get a first or a second, it would really help him. He could be making massive strides towards the top of the table. And obviously 2 more races to go as well. So many points left to gain. Careful there, not just a dip a wheel on the grass on the left there, easily done, but it's all looking good so far. So these top 3 making good headway. You see pretty much everyone else very, very close in behind them. Captain Crampy, Willie Blackhammer, Chaos Theory, Yoda, D-Stat, Mr. Fish and Crunk Chronic. So that's the entire rest of the grid. Crunk Chronic now with a time penalty, but even him back, right at the back, 7.5 seconds back. And look at that, in that one shot you've got 7 of the 10 drivers. So close, such good pace these Championships Xbox leagues have been for quite some time now. I think they'll stay that way for a little while as well. Blackhammer very much deciding to take the inside line there, wisely so as well. Chaos Theory though, I still only see that as a challenge. Going to get around the outside of Druids, a little bit of a wiggle, it's going to send him on the grass. The game might give him a time penalty for that, that might be a bit harsh. Depends if you've got a bump wide, you might be able to ask for that to be removed. Same there, if Yoda gets a time penalty for that, he could ask. Not 100% sure, Ostrom. Not 100% sure. Depends what they would like. They can use what they want. Pretty much everybody in this will be using realistic, I think. Or just have them all turned off. I'd be very surprised if anyone's using everything. No one will be using stuff like Racing Line. These guys are a bit beyond that. Not that there's nothing wrong with using that, especially when you're new to Sims or getting used to the game. D-Stack having a bit of a nightmare. There's a bit of polystyrene that he didn't take too kindly to. Uses the wall to keep him facing the right direction though, so he keeps going. I hope no one really wants to use that braking board because it's not there anymore. But yeah, in terms of like actual in-car assists, it's up to them. Quite an open league. Obviously, it's Xbox console stuff. It's a little bit different. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely, John. Yeah, 4th is fascinating. You see Chaos Theory do it all the time. Finishes 4th, still gets a chunk of points, and gets to qualify in the next race. Sometimes I think he does it cleverly. I think most of the time he's just luckily there. That's just where he ends up. So these 3 still fighting. Chaos Theory in 5th. Got Captain Crampy just up the road, but with a time penalty. We've got a few with time penalties. Top 3 though. Yoda makes a move there on Willie around the outside. Yoda, can he get alongside? Not quite. Squeezed onto the grass. There does have to be just be a bit wise. Doesn't want to be pushed out beyond the white lines. It's up to the leaders though. Tam has a time penalty then. So what is that? Let's see. Just the 2 seconds. 3 for Crampy, 2 for Willie, 3 for Yoda, and 2 for Chronic. So Tam and Crampy, that's going to hurt them. But Tam, highest up in the standings, yeah, he's going to be the one that suffers for that the most. So 2-second time penalty when the grid is pretty close is a pain in the butt. But in third at the moment, they are 5 or 6 seconds clear of the rest of them. I think everyone else, similar pace, they're just all, when you're fighting 6 other cars, it slows you down a tad, you know. So it's, yeah, these three have been able to keep up their decent pace, and everyone else is, yeah, suffering a little bit due to the fairly persistent fighting. We've got these three we were watching earlier. Chaos Theory, just been helped out by the fact Willie and Yoda behind him are fighting to come through Sterling on that for number 5. So there's 2.5 minutes to go. And Mr. Fish having a bit of a nightmare here, really struggling. I'm not sure if he's been involved in any instance, but having a bit of a fight at the moment with D-Stack and Chronic, or a little bit of door on door. Very classic touring car action. Just go fast the headlights on, see if they do the trick, see if they help. But yeah, not a good first race for him, so maybe he'll just struggle tonight. Has looked good, Mr. Fish, recently. Had a win last week. Had a hatful of second places in week number 3. Had 2 wins the week before. That 2 wins and disconnect. Very interesting week for him. But look at these time penalties. They are racking up something chronic. Jay Higg does have one as well now. 2 seconds for him to AJ. Yeah, he just needs to keep his nose clean. As long as he finishes within 2 seconds of both of the cars behind him, even if they got past, he'll be looking at the race win still after those penalties are applied. And I'm fairly, they're not going to be penalties that get taken away. They are entirely down to their own driving. So just 1.5 minutes to go then. So I'll see you coming round soon to start their final lap. You can see they're just cutting that corner there. Cutting that final right-hander of the GP section coming around Sheens. Evening Lega, evening ma'am. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they get another time penalty. AJ still hanging on to that lead, but the other two behind him so close. You do have to bear in mind though that both of them have 2 second time penalties. So if AJ's smart here, he does not want to get caught up in too much, but the other two clearly want to get a bit fighty. Got to be careful though, got to keep it nice and clean, nothing stupid, just gets the final lap. So look at that from little tap there, just got out of that just early enough. I've just seen that happening. AJ comes across to the inside line. Jay Higg there was going to go for the undercut round Paddock Hill, but got out of it. Him and Tam pushing each other a little bit wide. That's giving AJ just a little bit of room. Chaos Theory doing what Chaos Theory does. Have pushed it up into 4th, so loads of points and gets to qualify next race. So yeah, that's going to put him in very good position come race end. Don't do it that often, like they don't do it that often. It's not first round anymore, put it that way, or it might. Sometimes it is. Evening Eli, evening sir. Unfortunately, oh Mr. Vic, he's actually moved up a little bit, but he's towards the back. Unfortunately, not far off the pack in front of him, but just struggling a bit. I think in that BMW, you can see that going wide. But hopefully we'll fare well in the subsequent races. So not long to go now then for these front 3. Less than a second between all of them. Has AJ got a time penalty? No, he hasn't. Just worth a quick check because when you're on board with him, you can't see. Just takes that corner nicely. You see quite a few time penalties there around Sheens. So into Sterling's end for the final time. AJ's driven a superb race so far. The two behind him just stretched out a little bit now, both with time penalties, so they shouldn't lose any positions. AJ come around the final corner, keeps it pointing in the right direction, and it's a superb drive from AJ, a really dominant pole position by a fairly substantial margin, and he takes the win. Great drive, well done Jay Higg and Tam. Also with the podium spots, they will not qualify in race number 2. Chaos Theory, as again, just doing what he does, finishes 4th. From the far back, gets good points and can qualify next race. Willie, after time penalties, it's Willie in 5th, Captain Crampy 6th, Yoda takes 7th. Crikey, they've already finished. Dear oh dear, that's fast. He's played it in. I know, John. He's stuck it on purpose. I don't think he does it on purpose. I think that's just where he finishes. So where was I? Yes, Crampy in 6th. Yoda took 7th. Let's get onto the save the replay. You never know, just in case. Yeah, Yoda finishing in 7th. Mr. Fish down in 8th. So couldn't catch them. Best lap was a 1:30.066. So yeah, just struggling for pace. D-Stack and Chronic rounded out the grid 9th and 10th. But from there, no proper incidents from what I saw, which is fair play to them. As I said, they're it's really like chilled bunch. Oh, fun. You know how to party, John. Catch you later, mate. All the best, dude. And yeah, I'll don't worry, I'll sort your DM stuff out later on, mate. But yeah, enjoy class if you can. See you later, man. Yeah, all right, AJ, rub it in, don't you? 1:28.757. Is that fastest lap as well? Oh dear, someone, yeah, so fast. That is pretty impressive. Fastest lap, pole position, win. That's, yeah, can't do much more than that. It's going to do you pretty nicely in the race. So let's have a quick look then. Just a quick check to see. I know Willie's doing the points as always. Really appreciate that, Willie. Really awesome. That means we get to keep on the board with what's happening in the race. So AJ with the fastest lap, 1:28.757. Let's put that in. But superb lap that. But very close times between the front three. Really honest fight. Chaos Theory, Willie Blackhammer, Captain Crappy, that group behind them. So they're all driving fairly well. Just getting caught up with each other. You know, when you're fighting and defending, slows you down ahead a hell of a lot, and let those front three get off into the distance. So then, should be ready to show the points in a second. As you can imagine, it's looking pretty good for Chaos Theory after that fourth spot. Still get some good points. His title challenges all further towards the back. So yeah, having had a couple of weeks where they've had a few connection issues, they're going to restart the session between each race. So we'll wait a few seconds and then start chucking invites towards everybody, and then we can get going again. But yeah, I'm just superb driving as it always is with these guys. It's always very, very close. You get a small grid. But yeah, the racing's pretty superb. Right, let's go and have a look then. Do I have an invite? Oh, there's no one. Nobody loves me. No, nobody loves me. I knew it. So lonely. So come on then. Ignore the chargers. You can ignore that battery sign in the top right, by the way. It was on charge all day until yeah. I think my controller's broke. Do I have any invites? There we go. I knew they loved me, really. Right, good. Oh, I failed to join the game. I should have kept my mouth shut, shouldn't I? Could you... Another one, please, Fish. Or AJ, could you tell them to chuck me another invite, will you? Watch me not now be able to get into this next lobby. They should have just stayed. And we'll look at the points when we get into the next race. Yeah, I mean, everyone gets a bit kind of like a bit more jumpy because they want to make moves. But I mean, look clean from my point of view. I mean, they're always pretty clean, but that looked especially clean. Come on, please work. Please work. Come on. Yeah. Wee-hoo. Lovely stuff. Right. Good. That's that rubbish. We can get straight into the race then. What-de-do. Don't know. Yeah, why it's saying everyone's a new license. Oh dear, oh dear. So just getting as if Woof in. Good. So poor thing was asleep. He's not now though. Yeah, it was great driving though, AJ, and no time penalty for you either. So you were quickest and clean. No time penalties for you. Everyone else though, partaking in a little table buffet of time penalties. I'll have one of those. I'll have one of them. Ooh. Little sausage rolls, have one of those. Oh, and a time penalty, another one of those. Yep. I'll stop talking about food, it's making me hungry. Yeah, no, oh yeah, no, it looked good. It looked, you know, that's what you want though. You want those races where you can make, you know, you're all keeping to the rules. You're not moving around like mad in braking zones. You're not doing stupid stuff. But you want to have a good fight with someone. Even if you lose, it's like even if you don't get past them, it's fun, isn't it? It's why we're all here. It's why we take part in sim racing. You know, it's what we enjoy. It's those amazing, and they can't all be good races. That's why the good races are that good. It's why you feel like when you come away from a good race, oh, that was amazing, because they're not all like that. You know, especially if you do public lobbies, none of them are like that. Do you want to be upside down? Well, public lobbies are probably the place for you. So then, AJ, J Hig, and Tam. Sit out qualifying. Chaos Theory, the jammy little so-and-so. Knows what he's doing. Back out on track then. What a lovely shot that is. That's an orange car, isn't it? That is a very orange car. But hey, I like when people go with consistent livery choices. It means I know what they're going to be in. Makes my job just so much easier. So then 10 minutes again. Top 3, as I said, from race 1. Not qualifying. And then same again in the final race. 10-minute qualifying for that with the top 3 from the second race, not qualifying. So next season will be after New Year, so there'll be a few casual fun nights to take place in the next couple of weeks on the lead up to Christmas. I might even see if I can take part in one. We'll see. They're quite popular. Yeah, I know what you were trying to type. Damn. So just sort of sat on your keyboard and went, close enough, enter. That'll do. It's only a couple of letters out. Yeah, so then, no dominating the qualifying this time for AJ. He has to do what he did last time, but from the back. Going to be difficult. Yeah, it's so the next cars aren't quite as easy to drive, but I mean, to be fair, nothing's easy to drive at this kind of pace. And that's the thing, they're that close. If you make a mistake, if you go off circuit, and you have to be careful about rejoining, you basically rejoin in at the back. Oh yeah, good question, AJ, because that's a good question. Yeah, your keyboard doesn't like you. We don't like your keyboard, judging by those messages. No, I'm joking, obviously. That sounds like a DJ. No worries, man. Good to see you, though. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're okay. Not with your whip now. I know. That's right. We'll be another season. Yeah, there'll be a new season after New Year. We've got a nice few casual events, few hop in and go kind of nights that'll be done between now and Christmas. So yeah, it's still be some good racing stuff to time to get practice on and not the heat of an actual league event. Time for some drivers that maybe haven't took part in our leagues before, maybe any casual nights, they can hop in as well and see what they're made of. I was one at the back. Hey, but you were there. As long as you're enjoying yourself, Mark. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Your name is Mark, isn't it? I'm sure I've seen you. Once AJ said that name, I'm like, hang on a minute. I've seen that name. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, I've never been. Never been, but hopefully one day. What did I see you on Twitter? I've seen you somewhere recently. Twitter, Facebook. It might have been Twitter. Apologies if your name is not Mark, but. What the lockdown? Damn. It's all because of Willie. We just blame him. So we've been watching Car Series for about 5 minutes now. Apologies. Let's go on to someone else. Actually, on that note, we can have a quick look at the standings then after the first race then of tonight's final round. It is good stuff. Good. Just in case I thought I was going mad. So then, Car Series, you can see stretch that lead out by a further 9 points. Ah, sweet. Oh, cool. Fair enough. I'm not going nuts. It's always reassuring because I'm not sure sometimes. Yes, 15 points the gap then between Chaos Theory and Yoda. Yoda finishing in 7th in that previous race. It's Chaos up in 4th, so stretching that lead out by 9 points. AJ not massively far back. Great win from him there in that first race. Interesting to see what he can do from the back of the pack though. He will start right at the back. Late. That's not that late, Hydro. You've only missed the one race. You've still got an hour to go. So coming right. Oh, right, fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that, Hydro. I'd rather you guys be revising. That's more important. You do that back in the pits. Let's not go on Car Series. He's had enough screen time. Wolf back with us then. Missed the first race. Back with us in race number 2. Let's see how Mr. Fisher's doing. Can he go quicker? Struggling for lap times then tonight, it would seem. But yeah, AJ only 23 points off. In 3rd, so another good result. If maybe it doesn't go quite the way Chaos and Yoda would like. Unlikely they are 1st and 2nd at the moment. AJ's literally just starting at the back no matter what he does, right at the back. And my first, oh yeah, Mox, yes, please do that. Yeah, please do those first before watching the strip. Priorities. Tam 30 points back. Mr. Fish only 33 points back. So that's still within 1 race win of the lead car in the championship. That's close. After how many races now? 16. To be less than 1 race win in terms of points away from, if Chaos, Yoda, AJ and Tam all disconnected this race and Mr. Fish won it, he'd be leading the championship. That's quite unlikely. And there is mass disconnect like rules that come in when that, depending when that happens. But still, ooh, lovely, a bit of fun revision. Oh, great. Not a fan of the numbers then, Hydro? I'm going to take from that. Maybe not your favourite subject. They don't do a class on sim racing, do they? Or even just racing. Sod sim racing. But yeah, you say those top 5 in with a shout still. Willie Blackhammer 51 points. Jay 73 points back. Mr. Fish, oh, that's a nasty place to put your car. Got that out of the way nice and quickly. Up into 5th, but still. This is in the 129s now, but it's going to be doing that on a consistent basis in the races where the struggles are coming from. Captain Crampy still trying to set a valid time. Starting another lap then. So not having the best of time in this qualifying session. Noda doing pretty well though. Woof already in with a 29.0. Cracking start. Yeah, that would be... Well, there are rules that if that happens early, then... Like, if that happened like first lap, you I can't remember the rules now, I wrote them too long ago. Yeah, there are rules though. I swear to God there are rules, I should know. I should know, doesn't mean I do. Matt Temp's right. Oh man, commentators goes to the most horrendous thing. Actually, the mass disconnecting needs complete rewrite because it was written a little bit too Xboxy in mind, like consoles with less cars, so it doesn't quite work when there's 40 odd, 50 odd on it in an OCC race on a Thursday. Rules? I know. Hey, you guys have been driving like there aren't any for long enough, you've sort of worked out your own. 2 plus 2 equals... Yeah. See, that's something probably? So then what can Crampy do? He's going to set a valid time, get on the board. Just a couple of minutes left. I'll only have a couple more laps after this. He does. 129.6, not too bad. A little bit ahead of Mr. Fish. Fish down into 6th position then. Chaos Theory. What? That looked like a possible corner cut. Either way, it was a hell of a lot of grass. More than he would have wanted to use. Actually do because mass makes driving cars go far. Yeah, I mean... Not in this. Like, there's no setup work in this. Or that is sideways. Oh, got it round though. You can. I mean, we can ask Mr. Fish to do that. Turn on cool down lap. Little celebratory donut. I was going to say donut fest. That sounds like something else. I can say that quietly. Talking of fat fingers, that was me clicking the wrong scene. Oh. Right, anyways. No, we're leaving that one there. And it's gone. Okay. Ignore that. And look, each to their own. You like what you like. Someone else then, 30 seconds to go. Chaos Theory in the pits then, 6 tenths back, so 28.2 as was mentioned earlier in the chat. A little bit quick, so yeah, I think that's going to be we know that's going to be pole, let's be honest, don't even need to think about that. So we're looking solid. The most helpful ever final corner. Is he always timed that badly? That's his qualifying down. I think it sounded like he was lifting off there. So that's in finito for qualifying. Ooh. I didn't say celebratory donuts down. I want donuts. I think there's a fair few. I don't think half. One's already PC. There's a couple of you that were going PC. Trust me, it's not going to be quite easy to get straight into as you think. It's going to take a little while to get acclimatised. Oh, Yoda, I don't think that's a clean line around there, but I mean, fair play for trying. Put it full swaz. But not legally. I know, Tim. Yeah, Just protect. Hey, it's qualifying. If he does that every lap in the race, then, you know, fair enough. I haven't had one of those hot donuts with all the sugar. Oh man, haven't had that for ages. Oh, I'm nosy. I've never had a crispy. Oh no, have I? I might have. I might have had one. But I've had one Krispy Kreme donut at most, so I've still not lived. Oh, this is making. I'm hungry. Doesn't take much to make me hungry. And I'm sat here with 400 different cables attached to headphones and microphones and all God knows what else. And I'm starving. It's a race that counts, absolutely. So then, Yoda, 1:28.261, dearing me, disgracefully fast. Not fair on everyone else. Well done. Cracking pole position there. It's nearly as good as makes no difference, 6/10 ahead of Chaos Theory 29. Worth in third. So yeah, he's come back with a bang then after his little pre-race nap that went on for a little bit too long. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Willie Blackhammer fourth, Mr. Fish in fifth, so slightly better lap from fifth. Did improve up to 1:29.528, but yeah, in pace in the race, that's going to be difficult. But this is a bit further forward to make more of a fist of it this time. Why do you keep saying MSR? What does that? What is? I mean, you have told me, I'm sure, but what's that stand for again? Oh, hang on, I think I've just. Yeah, never mind. Right, so second race then. Race number 2 of 3. 10 minutes, as always. I don't think we'll see a day where an Xbox race isn't this format for a very, very long time, frankly. I think when it ends, when Xbox Project Cars 2 comes to a close at some point, it will still be with this format. So, 3 red lights are up, and they are away. No jump starts, always a good thing. That Beamer at the front, no Chaos Theory, always going to make a great leap at the start. You see the BMW of Mr. Fish looking down the inside of Yoda. Yoda, sorry, left enough room, but Mr. Fish just backed out of it a little bit. So we'll come through Paddock Hill for the first time, down towards Druids. Yoda with a good start. Mr. Fish though up into third, so using that Beamer a little bit more wisely this time round. It's a bit too far back first race to really make much of it, but yeah, a bit further forward this time. Got a great launch. Yeah, currently sitting in third. So AJ, first winner of the first race, coming up through Surtees. A bit of a tangle there between Crunk Chronic and J Hig, but they sorted themselves out. So cut to Hawthorne then into the GP section. So all going strong. So that's D-Stack making, trying to think about making a move on Captain Crampy, not quite sticking it. But had a go. We all raced to do it, mate, so we are mad to quite racing. Oh, okay. So some fun as well. Okay, no, I'm fine. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Don't panic. I'm not going to be like, you're OTL. You know, it's none of that. Don't panic. I'm all good. I think it's been mentioned before. I just couldn't remember. My memory doesn't last for that long, unfortunately. J Hig with a time penalty already. So these you can see the back 5 all very, very close to each other. So that's Tam, AJ, D-Stack, J Hig and Crunk Chronic. So even this far back in the grid, there is some mad pace. You see we've got race winners here. So they've just broken away Tam and AJ from this rear 3. J Hig's had good pace, a little bit of a nudge up the inside from D-Stack, but nothing all to fair enough and war. And in touring cars, same thing. Back up the front then. Yoda and Chaos Theory still nice and close. Mr. Fish in third. Holding off Wolf just about. Going up through Surtees though. Gets a little bit wide. Wolf's going to slot in right in behind. About half a second clear of Willie Blackhammer. The red Momo McGann just behind them. Still very, very close. Oh, a little bit loose there. Oh, from Wolf, but catches it nicely. But that's going to make him very, very vulnerable. Somebody Blackhammer just behind. That's what he can do. Oh, thank you very much, Lozzie. 8 cheers. Does it take care of the pennies and the pounds look after themselves? I mean, I feel like I butchered that sound, but you get the gist. Thank you very much. Very kind. As always. So, 3 minutes in, 7 minutes remaining. My last bit. And it's our honour that you gave them to us. So thank you very kindly. Back up to the front 2 then, Yoda having a look on that number 3, coming down towards first corner, coming through Paddock Hill. Down and up towards Druids again. Confident from Chaos, not trying to shut off that inside line. Yoda doesn't go for it, just a little bit too far back. An old original Yoda may have decided to go for that, but he's learning, so it's always good to see. Fair play from Yoda, driving well. Quite wide exit from Graham Hill though. By Chaos 3, so you can see a little bit worried there. He went straight over to the left side of the circuit just to make sure Yoda didn't try and go up the outside. So up through Surtees then. Into the GP section yet again. So looking a little bit of a time penalty. He's dropped back behind Willie Blackhammer. We'll go back on board with them in a minute. So up through Hawthorns. He's holding on nicely, but Yoda's still very, very close. Through Westfield, so it's a difficult set of right-hand turns. So these are my. This is where I fall over, or crash, is to be more accurate, when I'm trying to drive this circuit through Sheens down towards Stirling's again then. So getting towards nearly halfway through this race, he's top two driving very nicely. Mr. Fish finding a little bit of form here though. You can see he's 1.4 seconds clear of Willie Blackhammer. Wolf's dropped down the back, so Wolf has clearly had a fairly large mistake the last lap, so he's dropped back right to the rear of the grid. He's got going again though, so we can catch the guys up. So back on board you see the rear of that main pack, the peloton if you will. D-Stat in 9th, J-Hig just ahead of him with a time penalty though. Got Captain Crampy. Oh, cameraman please find the car. There we go. Captain Crampy, and that is Tam. That is Tam just keeping that position. Tam in 6th, Captain Crampy in 7th. Crampy's penultimate ever Xbox race. Yeah, sorry Hydra, I didn't. Yes, it's too much to keep my head up, to keep my eyes on. I've got 3 screens and I'm keeping my eyes on too many stuff, too many things. So apologies. I don't mind if you can't tell it because I'll go to it if I notice it quick enough. If only the game had a replay function, how good would that be? Team Crampy out in full force then. Thank you very much, Gibbo. Cheers for the 10 cheers, man. Much appreciated, dude. Good to see you as always. Cheering on the little fella himself. Many welcomes. Oh, much obliged. Much obliged. You're right in this mid-pack. So it always looks annoying when you're down in 7th out of only, say, 10 or 11 drivers, but the racing is always pretty fun, to be honest. I know he's been enjoying it. As have they all, I think. Oh, Yoda maybe looking up the inside. Oh, I think he has got, yeah, he has got alongside then, so coming down to start lap number 5, was that number 4? Yeah, he's lap number 5. A little bit of a delay on the timing board there. Takes the inside line then, coming into turn number 1, so takes the lead from Chaos. Okay, so he's just trying to be a bit careful there on turn 1, looked like he was fairly comfortable with just keeping it in 2nd position. He'll know that the championship's on the line as well here. If he's smart about it, he could all but wrap it up with this race. He just needs to not do anything stupid. No massive time penalties, not be involved in any crash, trying to go for the lead position, which is easy to do. Hey, he is. Hey, look. And everyone's a little fellow compared to me. Oh, control died again. Great, lovely. Thanks for that. Cheers, controller. Thought that I had to charge him for the last 48 hours, eh? And, okay, there we go. Right, carry on. Got no sound, but frankly, that doesn't matter. There's probably some mad racing we just missed, but Captain Crampy, J-Hig, yeah, so we did. So Captain Crampy has added off. J-Hig. I think J-Hig was back near the back anyways, but yeah, these guys, you see Chronic as well, a few struggling, so maybe just made a bit of a mistake of his own. It's such an easy track to lose it at. It's such an easy track to make mistakes at, and bin it big time. Still 2.5 minutes to go though. Drivers in front of him still might make the odd mistake, like he has. You can see the train of cars at top 6. See AJ at the back there having a bit of a fight with Tam, so those extra points. So Welly looks like the first driver. Yeah, they're all just the type of corners that you have to take a very kind of particular way, and if you just misjudge it, you go a little bit too quick, or you hit the curb in a slightly different manner, and it pops you away off the curb in a way you weren't predicting. Yeah, grass, then wall. It's a great circuit because of that, but yeah, not so great when it goes a bit peaked on. So yeah, you do what you can, but no one's immune to those mistakes as well. especially when you have to push as hard as these guys do to make up any positions. Everyone is so close. So Yoda looks like he's got away at the front then. Press play, pause the stream and then press play again, Hydro. So what do you mean there's no there we go. Now, if it pauses on and off for you, it doesn't catch up, so you have to press pause and then press play. That might help. Trying to not lose my controller, otherwise it'll cut out again. Buying a new one before next season, methinks. So Yoda then, look, nearly 2 seconds clear. Mr. Fish still holding on to third, but for how much longer? 1:30.4 in the last lap, not his best, and the guys all behind him doing 1:29s. So Willie Blackhammer, AJ and Tam would quite like that podium finish. And yeah, there's quite a few of them that could take it from him. So coming down onto the final lap then, when the Rona is over and Brands is... Oh man, yeah, oh. We'll sort something out. We'll have an OTL type meet up, I think, at Brands or something like that. When we properly can. Oh, that's very sideways at the back. Does AJ hold it? Cheers, cameraman. You had one job. Come on. No. There we go. Also, Tam losing out a little bit there. Going through Druids on their final lap. You see, go back on board with Yoda though at the front. So he isn't horrendously far up the road. We're just coming up through Surtees for the final time. But yeah, something like that. Hello again, Eli. I did say hi, Burley. Don't worry, by the way. I did see. All good. But yeah, something like that would be cool. We had one a fair while back. I couldn't go to it annoyingly, but we had one a couple of years ago. But yeah, another one would be cool. I'm sure there'll be a few more people there this time. Might have to actually organise something. Yeah, doing well. So we've got Yoda. Not much long to go now for him to take that win. 3 seconds in the lead. Chaos Theory holding on to second spot quite comfortably. And then we've got Mr. Fish, yeah, he's got Willie Blackhammer and AJ right in behind him. Didn't have a great first race, but he'll be holding on for a podium hopefully. Will they look for a move though? Willie Blackhammer, his fellow admin, right in behind him. They're going to get the best drive they can. He's going to have to go defensive here. He's going to have to hug that right hand side of the track. We'll stand ball with them as they come around the final corner. And we'll try and jump to Yoda as he's going over the line. So we'll really get a good launch out of the final turn. It's not bad. Oh, it's not bad. We're going to stand ball with these guys. I think, there's a little touch there. I think it's just going to keep it. He does. So he just takes third from Willie. A little bit of a squeeze there, but you know, we're getting very close. It's race number 2. Oh, I had to go. No, there's one more race, Eli. We've got one more to go. Yeah, so Daddy Eli there, getting third spot. Go Fish. Well done. So Yoda taking the win. Well done, Yoda. Probably just not jumped to you at the end, but had to watch the end of that race with these guys. Chaos Theory, another second spot. Superb amount of points, as he often does. And Mr. Fish taking that podium finished. So will not qualify for race number 3. It's probably not what he wanted. To be honest, if he was thinking about that, I think he should have got 4th. Yeah, if I was him, I think 4th would have been smart there, because then he could have qualified, been further forward in that BMW. And he did not like the first race, where he had to start from near the back in that Beamer. Even if you get a good start, you've still got 6 cars in front of you, and it's still hard to get through. You can see the lap times are all so close, all so close. No, that's unlucky, man. Yeah, it does happen now and again. Does happen now and again. It's a show. If you, I'll be interested if you clip the replay. Chuck a DM my way or something. I'd be interested to see what you get. It does happen now and again. No, it does happen now and again. Yeah, half a tenth. I mean, look at that. Well, was it 71 thousandths of a second being technical? No time really. I'm sure. I think it cost both of them when they had that little touch as well. So it might be. Yeah, it can. It does do that on occasions. Where if it's not something, yeah, that this game has that fine balance where you put one too many cars in, you start having those kind of problems. It might be 11. 10 is the nice number. 11. That might 11 or 12 might be where it starts to get a bit twitchy. In the touring cars, it depends on track. Each track as well. People's connections can sometimes make a difference, but it shouldn't do too much. Don't worry, if in the last race it's feeling like that and it's really bad or it's dangerous to drive, then just don't worry about retiring it to the pits. Well, I don't have a problem with that if it's for safe, you know, to keep it safe for everyone else. Not a problem. So Willie doing what Willie does, putting the results in for us yet again. Oh, and that has made the standings rather interesting going into the final race. We're going to have our eyes very much tuned on 2 drivers. That's going to be awesome. It's always great driving in these leagues. These Xbox championships always superb to watch. Always provide such close racing, pretty clean as well most weeks. We do have the odd absolute cluster, but Not too often, thankfully. So then, I'm assuming they'll jump back out and do it one more time. And then we can get going for the final race of the championship. This next race is the final race of the season. Yes, it is indeed. So next championship will be after New Year. Probably middle of Jan. Might be soon after New Year. But, Wally's. Chaos Theory hopped out there. So maybe we aren't jumping out. Let's have a chat. Don't worry, you'll see them in a second. Don't worry, I'll chat them up on the screen in a second. But it's nice and close. Let's just double check. It took a very long time to load. I wonder why. I mean, I know why. I think so. There we go. And they've all disappeared. Yeah, thought so. How annoying. Right. So, yes, final race then. We'll hop them out and get everyone involved. Get everyone into the lobby. I'm not going to worry about hopping into it. I'll be right back screen. I might as well stay here and talk rubbish. Do what I do best. Not qualified necessarily winners. I mean, this top tier is quite hard to get into. Unless you're rapid, which, I mean, you said you were back earlier, so you may not be. But there are 2 tiers in this championship. It depends on the amount of sign-ups, but we normally comfortably have enough for 2 tiers. We have casual nights, so we call them, they're evaluation nights or assessment nights. You'll see banded about a little bit. But all that, there's nothing to do with that. We don't worry about pace. Be quick and be slow. As long as you're clean, everyone who's clean is welcome to race here. Doesn't matter about your actual pace. So I wouldn't worry about that bit. But yeah, if you want to take part, as long as you do a casual night or 2, and then everyone's happy with you, and they're like, yep, no problems with them, all good, then yeah, in you come. And yeah, depending on your pace, it might be that you're going to tier 2, but there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's nice having a second tier because it means you can be competitive in and around drivers similar of your own pace. And you've seen we've got 2 or 3 drivers in this championship who were in tier 2 who have now popped up into tier 1. Well, can't move for invites all of a sudden. Does it load? There we go. Lovely. Straight in. You're right, Hydro. What? What did I miss? What? Oh dear, that's not a good sign. That's when you know you need to shut the laptop and walk away. Now don't treat. No, that was just you, Sharpie. Sharpie and Fish. Yeah, I didn't do that to anyone else. Right, and Joe. Actually, I do it to Joe as well. Okay, maybe I do. No, maybe I do. Do a favour or 2. Yes, there's yeah, yeah. There are a few. There are 2, 3. Yeah, there's a few drivers from this this season who this is going to be their last. Deserters. I know, traitors, utter filth. A lot of them, scum. We can get rid of all of them. Oh crikey, that's I'm going to need to double check on that name because that's come up very small on my preview screen. Travis Connor Busted at 2001. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. I might reconsider. Oh dear. Gives me a bad reputation, Mark. He is a... Oh man. I can't explain Sharpie. You've got to get to know him, then you'll know. And once you know, you know. It's just all I can say. That would be a shock, considering we do 35 points for victory and he's 217 points back. That would be a long shot. So, yeah, standings then. Going into the final race of the season. Let's have a look. So Chaos Theory leading 417, but that lead is only 9 points. So as long as Chaos Theory finishes 3rd, he has won the title. Although it gets complicated, depending on who gets pole position. Oh, so then neither of them can get pole. Right, so that takes that out of it. If one of them gets a win and fastest lap, and one of them finishes 3rd, they tie on points. So it could be close. It could be close. It's crumpy out now with the RKO, yeah. Hey, look, if it works, it works. Whoops. He didn't know. Yes, I know a sim racer that had those women in real life. It's a rarity. They exist. Bit of a cliche, but yes. Kind of close to the truth. But yeah, that 9-point lead at the top, that's going to be close. Oh my god, it's a gut indeed. That's pretty much. What? It's easy for me because I knew who you were before you came in. Oops. Oh well, that's embarrassing. I do apologise. Yeah, I like that. You said that as I said that. Nah, she's great. Nah, Lozzie's super. Like, amazing sense of humour. I'll take it you don't shield then from tomorrow then, Lozzie. You back out of the shielding today as well? Last day in shielding. Whoop whoop. Nah, Lozzie's a cracking egg. That's not even. I don't know. That sounds like I'm trying to make a joke, but I'm not. Nah, very very good. You're great fun. It's always a good laugh. So then, Tam start circuit. AJ, pushing as you can. Oh, Tam. Cracking egg. Cracking egg. It's like, hang on a minute. It's trying to be funny. I'm not. I just sometimes enough stupid words come out of my mouth that two kind of make sense together. It's more luck than judgment, to be honest. Two seconds, I'm just having a coughing fit. Be back in a sec. And I'm back in the room. There we go. Right, anyways. Stand-ins then. Nice and close. That's what they look like after the final race. So we're 40 with a 28.6, cracking that there. Got some provisional pole. So, and then one of those drivers who's done the jump from tier 2 to tier 1 and taken that leap very nicely. Coffee? No, I wasn't having a coffee, I was having a coughing fit. It's coughing my guts up. Not quite. My kitchen is much further than that. Oh, misheard you, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, absolutely. My mum's been shielding. Obviously, she goes back to work tomorrow. Cause I mean, at some point, I think she's kind of like. I think she's like, I'd rather go out at this point, and yeah, she can't just sort of sit indoors all the time. Drives should do lally, anyways, doesn't it? I was waiting for you to, yeah. On my own sausage? No. I should be so lucky, Sharpie. Yeah, dead. Same with my mum to be as well, Loz. Off her rocker to begin with, so yeah, imagine what she's like with a bit of lockdown. We're up to 28.653 then, AJ. 28.830. Crunk Chronic currently up in third. 29.101. So Yoda, Cows and Mr. Fish obviously sat in the pits. I believe that was the top three at the start of the night as well, weirdly. Crunk Chronic going well. Tam out on circuit, a little bit further back, just coming on to Surtees then to start the GP section. D-Stack, where is he? He's coming down to Sterling, so just a couple of corners to go for him. 1:29.560, his current best. Captain Crampy then. So yeah, final qualifying session on Xbox, and then he's going to have it very difficult with his PC racing. The depth of ability there. I mean, they're all going to get a shock to their system, these Xbox guys, as they go over to PC. It's a different kettle of fish. Very, very fun. Oh, that is sideways. Oh, that looks great. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it probably was quick, to be honest. On Project Cars 2, I think you can do that and go quite fast. So, look good. Hey, if you're going to, you might as well go hard or go home. You might as well enjoy it. And if that means going sideways, then so sodden be it. Just have to get a little bit of a Scandi flick on here. A little bit. Now you can just go a little bit quicker going sideways sometimes. 29.201. Good luck then. Quite enough to pip J-Hig in 4th. So Buff might be on for a pole position then. Whereas Willie back in 8th position. I have a feeling that Wolf has already had a pole position with us, but I'm not sure if I'm imagining things. Having a quick check. I don't think he has, you know. Yoda's had several. Those points will have all been adding up and helping him. No, I don't think he has. So this would be his first pole. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's to be quick on it. You just got his time. Yeah, you just got his to put. Oh, you're coming to. You're one of the heathens going to PC. Then I see. There's 2 minutes remaining then. Heathens? Oh no, can't sell heathens. Well, no, you mean they're asked right? Well... Can't leave, no, you're right there, Loz. You are spot on. Don't, Loz, you're not meant to encourage stop. You're helping them here. Don't need it. They don't need any more help. They're a snobby bunch of sods, anyways. I know. Absolute sacrilege. Disgrace. Sharpie, they don't know what they've got coming to PC. Like, honestly, yeah, great. There's a new physics model. The games are quite a bit harder, but you've got one thing. There's one thing you've got to challenge you when you get to PC. One thing, and it's going to be a shock to the system like you don't believe. It's called Sharpie. That is just good luck, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's a true test. Can they deal with? Can they deal with Sharpie? If they can, then welcome through. You come in. You are at home. Well, Sharpie calls them a new victim. No, hopefully not that bad. It's not quite that bad. No, it'll be good. It's good fun. There's so many just around the time now going, actually, do you know what? Sod it, I'm going to get a PC. Especially around the time new consoles coming out. You're thinking, it's like, there's no point updating now. If I could get a PC instead, you might as well get a one. And they are great. You know, it's superb. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the roster looking very different next season. Very, very different. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Xbox Project Cars goes on for. We'll see. Only once you've been sharpied, you can. Yeah, and it doesn't take very long. It's a fairly quick process. You know when it's happened. A bit like being tangoed. Similar thing. F, there we go. God, you're on that one, Gib. You were on that very quick. I should have known, really. I know you well enough, Gib, don't I? I've been matted so I'm prepared for anything. No, you haven't. No, you have not. Trust me. Oh, oh, damn it. Yes, you have. Damn it. That's what you're on about. Darn it. Sorry, I didn't get what you're on about there, Hi Joan. And yes, you may have been the person I punted accidentally when taking part in a race a while back. may have done a slight whoopsie and crashed into you. Sorry, Hydro. Yes. That was my bad. I appreciate you for not reporting me. I did wait. I mean, I had to wait. I was in the gravel. It took forever to get out of it, but there we go. So, we're still taking that. Oh, lovely little flick into the wall. Not very dramatic. I was going to try and roll it. Just head first into the wall. I was going to say Grosjean style. That's probably a little bit too soon. Cheers, Sharpie. Do I? Hang on. Oh, it's gone. That's a shame. We have Sage. We have, yes. Oh, there we go then. So, hang on. Hang on. Oh, I'm just clicking things furiously. Hang on. I don't think I'm getting back in. Oh well. So Wolf there, lovely pole position, 28.653 for the final race of the championship. AJ 28.830 and a 28.994. For J Hig, sits him in third. But yeah, all eyes are going to be on Yoda and Chaos Theory nearer the back. So your top two in the standings. Oh, there we go. Found him. Right. Untime out. Good. That's what I was trying to do. Lovely. Sorry. The 3D printer himself. It's like, yeah, got that right. Some say he can 3D print himself. Right, 3 red lights are up then for the start of the final race of the championship, and they are away. Just relieved to see the back 3 not getting a drive through that, or a 30-second penalty. That would have ruined it very, very early on. We've had that once before. So front 3 all getting away then. Come through the first turn. Couple going quite wide, slightly behind them in the mid-pack. So what constitutes a mid-pack and a grid of only this many cars. Oh, for God's sake, I did not fart on stream. Thanks very much. Time out. Right, I'm going to leave that one there for a little bit. This is why, see, you can't have nice things, guys. This is why you can't have nice things. Talking of which, Chaos Theory has had a sudden nightmare at the start, so all of a sudden this championship has livened up a bit. Yoda is in 6th. Chaos Theory is now down in 11th. He has obviously had an off very early on, first couple of corners, possibly Druids. This is going all of a sudden, yeah, very interesting. He now has to push. There are mistakes possibly in this for him, but he has 9 minutes to get as close to Yoda as possible, because as it stands, Yoda's probably winning the title. So not the start he was looking for. Not the start he was looking for at all. 11th place will get you 6 points. And he has a lead of, how many was it? 9 points? So as long as Yoda finishes, I think, 7th or better, and he's in 6th at the moment, then he would win the title. So yeah, Chaos Theory has a bit of work to do here. He's going to need to try and catch those guys up ahead, or hope for things to go his way. That sounded a little bit Christopher Walken. Go his way. I've no idea what you lot are on about, but okay. Oh, talking about songs. Come on, you keep going. That is an old song, yeah. There's people in here young enough, Gibbo, that won't know what that song is. Wow. Yeah, they won't know. They will not know. So Wolf then down to 3rd from his pole position start, but has a time penalty as well. So you can see he's probably made a little mistake. Dropped him a bit further back. Already nearly a quarter into this final race of the season. So the many lot of these drivers' final Xbox League race before they move on over to PC. Be fascinating to see where we find them. Maybe AMS2, maybe ACC eventually. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle in the back. Oh, that looks like a big oof. Let's go on board with them. That's going to be a fair bit of grass and gravel. Be fairly forgiving on project cars, so we can eventually, the long way round, get it back on circuit. So there we go. Mr. Fish then and Chaos Theory right towards the back. These two BMWs, and only 2 Beamers on the grids, I think, this evening, struggling to make up any headway. Hey, if he wants to drive on the grass, he'll drive on the grass. that was the problem. He was making the left turn, and it was very right. The road went the other way. He's like, but I like left turn, so I'm going to do a left turn. So Yoda, he's up into fifth, and the cameraman's on the source by the things. There we go. Let's go to one who hasn't had a couple of pints before the race. Let's look at the time penalty then for Yoda. It's 3 seconds. That's going to be important. That is going to be important come the end of the race, as long as Chaos Theory can keep pushing. So he needs to catch up to the back of Mr. Fish first, and then they need to get on to the back of everybody else. Oh my God, he's going to break it in here. Great cultural references. Yeah, apparently, Sage, yeah, I have heard that tarmac is slightly quicker. Rumour has it. I mean, the grass on here is grippier than it should be. You do that on AMS too. Oh man, you think that's a crash? No, I haven't. No, I know enough quotes from it, but I've not seen that film. No, turn left to go right. I mean, that's kind of what he tried, clearly. But I mean, there's more. I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more of that this evening, even in this final 5.5 minutes. So quite a few time penalties already going around. Chaos Series still all he can do is try and catch up to the back of Mr. Fish. They are struggling though. They've got Crank on it, Captain Crampy just ahead of them. They're going to have to hope for time penalties. That's going to make a massive difference. Massive difference to the title is if Yoda gets more time penalties and if he drops any further back. He's got to be careful here because he needs to finish in and around this kind of spot. You can see if right in the distance there, come around the final corner. I've never seen Zoolander either. Really, it's going to expose my horrendous failings culturally here. Not much of a film watcher. Yoda going around the outside then. Willie trying to take that inside line for fourth. A bit of a wiggle from the tail of the Momo McGann. Yoda's going to look up the inside. Willie wasn't sure he was there, so leaves him a bit of room. Very close though, gets pushed out slightly wide, so might hand him another time penalty. I've only seen one Star Wars film, and it's the worst one as well. I think my camera's gone down. See if you work that out from that. So AJ on for possibly a second win this evening then. Mini F, little F, just a small F. I know I've gone down in your estimations further than I already had. Oh no. So 4.5 minutes to go. AJ and J Higg a fair way ahead of everybody else. We're not making another mistake. You see the mistakes are coming in this final time round tonight. Final week, final race of the season. Willie Blackhammer and Yoda right in behind him now. So in the more positions that Yoda can gain, the better chance he's got of taking the title. Well, Mr. Fisher's had a big off. He's now 20 seconds back, so he's very much going to be driving his own race from here on in. Let's start that one again. Chaos Theory. So he already has Tam right in front of him, so he's got Tam and Crank on it right ahead. He needs those positions, and he needs them badly. Let's look at the time penalties though. This is going to matter now. The cars in front of him all have time penalties. Yep, so as it stands, he might, or he could, you know what, he might even win the championship due to those time penalties. So Captain Crampy, Chronic and Tam, oh, where's Tam? So that position's now gone. So Chaos Theory up ahead of Tam into 9th. That puts him on for 10 points. Yoda currently sitting in 4th would get 24. So that's still Yoda winning the title, but unless, again, time penalties. You suddenly come towards each other, get closer and closer. Everyone's decided to go full yeet. Ah, you haven't seen nothing yet. You watch when the checkered flag comes out, Sunshine. So just 2.5 minutes to go then. Not long now. Okay, so we're doing all he can. So we're going to make no mistakes here. Just got to stay as close to that pack as possible to hopefully take advantage of those time penalties again. We'll go on board. Well, Wolf has 22 seconds, so he's had a chunky penalty given there for something. Wonder whether that'll get taken off. Not sure. But it's Yoda's 3-second time penalty. Chaos Theory is not going to get within that, but it's those for Captain Crampy and D-Stack at the moment that could make a difference come the end of the championship. So 1.5 minutes to go then. AJ still holding on to that lead. A whole plethora of time penalties right in behind now, as you can see. So AJ's driven superbly tonight. Clearly a track he likes in that McGann. What a time for that to happen. Good lord. Thanks, game. Deary, deary me. Right, so come around onto the final lap. Please let it go. Don't go on the controller. Right, let's plug that in so I can hear what's happening. So, 1:29.551 the last lap from AJ. Looking very strong again, but Jay Higg, even with that time penalty, will do what he can to keep this competitive. So Chaos Theory doing the horn he can to fight. He's got those cars in front of him, get pretty close to each other. He'll have to be hoping that maybe something happens between them. So Chaos Theory, oh no, it is as well. Oh, that's flipping typical. Oh. I've got another stupid bit of tech. Right, stop plugging that in again then. We'll see how long it lasts before I have to keep doing it. It doesn't even turn off, by the way. It just keeps reconnecting itself. So I've only got the one controller. I don't need to. It's charged all the time. Piece of turd. So, not long to go now then. AJ, superb drive. Car Series up to 7th though. It's going to get close. I think the time penalties. I think this might come towards Yoda. Yoda's made a few mistakes as well. That mid-pack, you can see, has gotten much, much closer. So, Chaos Theory got ahead now of Worth, as well as Tan, you see, was ahead of earlier. Stack not far up the road. Captain Crampy with their time penalties. They should end up behind Chaos Theory after penalties are applied. Yoda has time penalties as well. He himself might even end up behind the Chaos Theory come the end of the evening. So AJ takes the final race of the season. Well done, AJ. Superb win. Jay Higg with time penalties though finishes in second. I think he'll keep that second position. Oh, that's a lovely roll. Do you know what? He'd probably clear the fence. He's that far. He's in Donington now. Willie Black come out with the podium. Gets a third. Yoda with his time penalty will finish fourth. There might be some positions changing here, so we'll have to keep our eye on this. Oof, Captain Crampy. Oh, hello. Some lovely, there's some lovely full sends, full yeetage going on here. There's a final race of the season. Captain Crampy being given what for? Is the last time they'll be able to do it to him. So why the hell not? Flips in 2 frames. Yeah, they're not the best animations. Not the best. So there we go. Let's get the replay. So let's have a look then. So Yoda finished 4th. Chaos Theory finished 7th. This is going to be interesting. So it was 24 points, plays 15. Ooh, that ties them on points. Who got the fastest lap? 28.853, 28.481. Oh, I think Yoda's got the championship off. I think Yoda's got the championship on. I think, and my maths might be crap. They might be just as bad as Hydro's. But for me at the moment, that looks possibly like Yoda might have won this by a point, just on the fastest lap. Willie is filling those results in as we speak. So it's AJ, Jay Higg, Willie Black camera on the podium. Yoda in 4th, Captain Crampy. Oh, flipping out, I thought that was my controller again. Yoda in 4th, Captain Crampy finishing 5th in this final race. D-Stack in 6th. Chaos Theory taking, it says 7th here, unless there are penalties being changed, or unless Willie's just got fat fingers. Yeah, no, he's got fat fingers. Not now. Come on, Willie. One time I don't want you to get it wrong. That's now. Come on, good boy. Well done. Tam in 8th. I never said I was good at maths. No. No, I just said if he's revising that hard. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Ostron. I said small grid, but you get some cracking driving. Absolutely superb fun to watch. And the fastest lap was, yeah, a 28.481 from Yoda, it looks like, and I think he knew that was going to matter. That is by far the best lap in the race. 1:28.481. Willie put that in then as well. 1:28.481 from Yoda. Quick check of the points. Was I doing my math correct? Oh, I was, you know. I was. Unbelievable. Yeah, watch. So, yeah, let's look at the standings then. After tonight's final 3 races, let's see how the standings look at the end. So after all that hard racing, Yoda takes the championship by a single point. See, AJ's made a cracking charge tonight with a two wins and a 5th position. He's only ended up 14 points back. He's just needed a couple more races, really. But yeah, single point from Yoda. Yoda has won that entirely on that fastest lap. Let's have a quick look then on count back. So how many wins does Yoda have? Yoda has 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, he's won that. If he doesn't get fastest lap, if someone beats him to fastest lap by 0.02 of a second in this race, Yoda loses the title because Chaos Theory won many more races over the season. Unfortunately, then, that has come down to Chaos Theory having a disconnect in the second race of the second week. He had a disconnect in that race. I got 0 points for that, and it's cost him. Cost him big time. He was superb, but yeah, fair play to everyone. Yoda, as a few of the other drivers did as well, managed to finish every race. It is what it is, unfortunately. Unlucky Chaos. That sucks that it mattered that much in the end, but amazing. These leagues, these championships never stop amazing me. Superb. And yeah, just a single point. And AJ with a brilliant 3rd position. Superb driving tonight. It's looked really strong as this championship's gone on. And yeah, another couple of rounds, he might have been in with a chance. Indeed, man, indeed. Yeah, it's odd recounts. Stop the count, I think. Yeah, we are. Don't worry, we're not counting anymore. The league's done. Mr. Fish took 4th in the end then. Just 2 points ahead of Willie Blackhammer, who was tied on points with Tam. So very close in that mid-pack between all of them there. Jay Hick in 7th. Again, good pace all throughout the season, but just a few too many inconsistencies, a few crashes here and there, not quite gone his way. Captain Crampy in his farewell to Xbox, coming home in 8th, so struggled to live up to the pace of the guys further ahead. Did miss a whole week of races as well, so that cost him 100 and possibly like 80, 90 points as well. So yeah, fair play to him, but it's been an honour to have him, and he's going to be on PC now, so you'll see him on by a lot. No, not quite. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole point. There's a lot of points. It's a whole thousandths of a point. No, it's yeah. So unlucky. So Chaos, without that disconnect, Chaos. Yeah, you've got that. But Yoda, so that consistency. He didn't have that many bad races at all during the season, and that's come home to roost, and it's took him to the big brain time. Yeah, yeah, it's took him to the wimp. So easy to say the wrong names as well. There's too many of you. Too used to all of you as well. You've been doing the Xbox leagues for so long. You won bigly. Bigly. Yeah, I think that's the second championship we've had that's been 1 point. But yeah, Yoda, you've won that on fastest lap. Amazing. Because yeah, without the fastest lap, Chaos wins it on count back. Bigly. Bigly's my favourite word. I think it's amazing. But yeah, unlucky. Superb driving though. And I love it when it comes down to that kind of close fighting. 18 races it comes down to that. Yeah, unbelievable, really. I didn't quite see turn 1. I'm sure I'll get to see it later on or further down the line. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. Everyone gets everyone gets caught up in stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, Chaos is a good egg. Is what Trump tweeted after he lost. Yeah. Oh dear. Let's talk about that better. Not getting that political in here because dear God, no. This isn't an escape. And I'm going to try and keep it that way. But yes, dearie me. Less of that said, the better. But yeah, handsome Stub. What a name. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the racing you saw this evening as well. So yeah, that was pretty awesome tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Always pretty epic to see these league conclusions on Xbox. Always that close. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what the roster looks like next season. It's going to be fairly different. Quite a few of these drivers now off to PC. So yeah, farewell. We hardly knew yet, but it'll be interesting to see how they take to getting smacked about on the PC by the PC level sim races on stuff like ACC. That's going to be interesting. Cheers, Yoda. Cheers, man. But yeah, going to be fascinated to see, as always, how the Xbox guys in Tier 1 next season handle themselves. So yeah, anyway, on that note, as always, thank you ever so much for watching. Really appreciate your eyes and ears for the evening. Hope you enjoyed all the racing we got to see. And yeah, we'll see the new season the other side of Christmas and New Year. I'm back on Thursday for round number 6 of the GT3 League on a set of course of competition only on the PC. And that is from... Mine's gone blank. Monza. It's Monza. There we go. I've remembered. Yep, that's from Monza. So we'll go back there again. Had our 6-hour race there a few weeks ago. We're back there for just the 1 hour this Thursday night. So join me then. We're off to Silverstone International on Friday for a bit of a race room in the BMW 235i League. So yeah, join us then. That's been cracking watches as well recently. Yeah, do hi Joe. See how it's going, man. Not a problem. Evening Dano. Cheers, man. Really appreciate it, mate. Missing you, dude. Yeah, thanks, Louis. Well, great first showing in Tier 1 as well, man. Very impressed. So fair play. Well done. And then, yeah, so they are the remaining streams of the week. So there's not many to go now before Christmas. It's going to be a fair few casual nights on a few games. Hopefully I'll stream what I can. Might race in the odd one so you can see how appalling I am at all of them. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Cheers, DJ. Much appreciated. So yeah, thanks for all the compliments, guys. Do really genuinely means a lot. So thank you. But yes, I will see you all on Thursday night. But until then, take care, stay safe, and hopefully have a wonderful time. And I'll see you soon.